So as I'm sitting here, getting back into the boxing swing, researching, watching videos, interviews, shoulder content, whatever, because we got Dimitri Bivol taking on Alberto this weekend. So I was trying to get back in the loop. Well, anyway, it looks like this is going to be happening. Jermall Charlo is going to be making his ring return against Thomas Cornflake LaManna. This is Thomas Cornflake LaManna right here, getting knocked out by Davis Larry Lar very brutally. Watch this.
But you can't walk straight in. These guys live off the guys walking.
Down he goes!
I remember some people were saying that this was a fix, that he took a dive. Now, this is one great actor right here if this was the case.
And Lara puts LaManna on his back and his life is...
He looks cooked. Well, anyway, a lot of us had thought, because both Demetrius Andrade and Jermall Charlo are posting content on their social media that they're both back in camp. So given the lack of PBC dates, the fact that they have a pay-per-view with Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach that's been officially announced for December the 14th in Houston, we know they have a January date that could be either headlined by David Benavidez and David Morrell. And we know they have an early spring, possibly February or early March date that could be headlined by Errol Spence and Sebastian Figueroa. So given that both fighters, Andrade, who last fight he had lost to David Benavidez up at 168. Jermall Charlo's last fight was last year, almost a year ago, against and his long-awaited ring return against Jose Benavidez after not fighting since 2021. Remember, just a few months ago, about 3-4 months ago, he was finally stripped of his WBC title because he took the police on a chase, and the WBC just was fed up with him. So he's trying to get his career back on track. And as you can see here, where's the image at? It was from yesterday. He posted basically, this is multiple meetings, but he's outside his trainer's gym, Ronnie Shields. And he's also posted other content that he was in the gym. So it's looking like he's going to be fighting Thomas LaManna. And we can't have anything nice, because if it was true that we were going to get Tank Davis, Lamont Roach, then Jermall Charlo versus Demetrius Andrade, it was like, okay, all right, we can deal with the card. And also on the card, it's supposed to be Stephen Fulton and Brandon Figueroa and Carlos Adames and Alberto Puello. Those are the rumors circulating around. But, it looks like it's just too good to be true. We're going to be seeing him against, why would LaManna post this? And by the way, they're saying he's going to sleep. They're cooking him in the comments. About to go to sleep like you did against Lara. Ouch. Ooh. And this is not a fight that, okay, we know, listen, how long are we going to keep hearing this? Mental health, he got to have time to get back. But this level opponent, and remember, this fight could possibly take place at 168 pounds, because Charlo was hanging on to the 160-pound division only because he had that WBC title. Now, as far as LaManna's concerned, let me pull up his resume. I've been to a fight of his in Philly years ago, and he has some nice buzz behind him. But to me personally, that ship is sailed. 38-5-1, 17 KOs. I remember when I first started watching him, my goodness. This was around this time, for real. No, it was 2016-ish. It was around this time. Was I at this fight? Well, I think I was I wasn't at this fight. I don't remember this fight. It wasn't this one. Well, anyway, the point I'm trying to make is he's been around for some time, but he's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fight winning streak. He's been fighting mostly in the, Jersey area. He is from Jersey, yeah. Since being knocked out by Lara back in 2021. But however, if you look at the level of competition, you may say, oh, this guy's 33-1-2, but is there shenanigans on this resume? See, how did you get to be 31-1-2? You see what I'm saying? So I guess what I'm saying is, unless Jermall Charlo is totally cooked, not from in-ring activity, because really he never took any damage, never really been in any wars. You could say the Montiel fight, okay, yeah, to an extent, he was getting hands laid upon him. But the question is, how is he outside of the ring? Has that damage affected him? How is he going to be in the ring? He's 34 years old now, too. Could he be shot? Remember, Caleb Plant smacked him in his face and he ain't do nothing. Now, me looking back, being in therapy for a good 10 years now, maybe that's just him coping. I would never let no man smack me and just get away with it. Maybe that's just him practicing restraint. Maybe on the inside of his head, he wanted to start picking up shit, throwing everything around, fucking everybody up. But he's like, you know what? Woosah. Maybe that's the case. I wouldn't let that happen. I can't just let, the internet, man. The internet gets you good, But, I guess, good for him for dealing with it the way he did, but he still got to fight Caleb Plant. And then they need to do that in 2025. So I guess now, because I just did a video with Tank Davis, by the way, down below in the description box is the links to all of my social media. For example, I just put out this video right here that Charlo could possibly be on the card. But now, I got to change. I got to change it. And by the way, as you can see down below in the description box, I have a secondary channel, which I'm going to be doing my live streams on from here on out. Also, here's my social media. Here's my Twitter, my Facebook, my Instagrams, and my Twitch account, which I will be putting to use soon. So anyway, back to what I was saying. This fight don't do nothing for me. And to be honest, it makes the it makes the Lamont Roach, the Tank Davis Lamont Roach card even worse now. Because originally, this was supposed to be what we were thinking, rumors, social media, was the card. It was going to be Tank Davis, Lamont Roach, Jermall Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, Brandon Figueroa, Stephen Fulton 2, Carlos Adames versus the TBA, and Alberto Puello versus Sandor Martin. But now I won't be surprised if Alberto Puello and Sandor Martin on the card are not fighting each other on the prelims or something. So now we're left with Tank Davis versus Roach, Fulton versus Figueroa 2, because even though Figueroa is the champion, he's been elevated to the full WBC champion at 126, and Ray Vargas is a champion in recess. So even though Fulton won the first fight, Figueroa is the champion, so we don't know if they're going to build that Fulton Figueroa 2 or Figueroa Fulton 2. But anyway, the point is, the card just lost some steam. It just lost some steam, and it's not, and they're probably going to charge $85 or $90 for this crap. And my thought process is, if you pick Lamont Roach, then you could have picked anybody. You could have fought Tevin Former, as people were saying, or anybody. By the way, news is also coming out that Lomachenko is considering retirement. That's from ESPN. I really think that Devin Haney took his soul. I mean, the man was crying on national television, and they closed the broadcast with that. That was pretty crazy. So his heart just may not be in it no more. Also, what was the other news I was going to say? There was also rumors that we would have David Benavidez versus David Morrell on the undercard, but that's going to be its own card, it's looking like. So right now, this Tank Davis Lamont Roach pay-per-view is not looking good. It may be an exciting fight. It may be an exciting night, but the selling point going in, it's just not looking good. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. All the links to my social media right there below in the description box.